Hi, it's Melissa here, and I'm so happy to be back with you today on the Scrappery channel. So what I'm doing this week is, if you saw me making my mini album, when I made the cover, I had extra texture paste that I'd mixed with the pink acrylic paint that we got in the colour kit, and I had just grabbed a piece of white cardstock and the stencil from the colour kit that had the roses on it, and I just used up the scrap or excess texture paste and just put it on this piece of paper. And so it's been sitting around for probably a couple of weeks now, and it was always my intention to show you what I did with it. So that's what I'm doing today. So when I put the texture paste down on the paper, I positioned the stencil in an area that I thought would work well or easily for a design. And so what I'm doing is working out how to build a layout based on the position of that texture paste. So I've used a strip of that gorgeous floral on the right side, and I think that because the photo of Azaria is her posing, and to me it flows in a right direction, and so the texture paste is on the right of the photo, and then I think that this strip of paper just finishes off the page nicely and contains everything. So here I'm going through the kits, and I'm trying to use up some of the bits that I had left over from the cut apart sheets for my album. And I've just used that beautiful gold glitter polka dot, and I have cut that out to back my photo. I backed it in white cardstock as always, with a little border, and then I've glued a doily behind, and I just love those doilies. I think I've said that probably every week that I've made a video with one of these kits. And I love that little sweet cut apart, so I want to use that. And now I'm just going through and adding some interest to my layers. So that little tag said love, but I knew I only wanted to use the top of the tag to poke it behind my photo. So I'm just adding some twine, and this is a twine from Stampin' Up. It's like a crochet twine, but I think it's a bit thicker, and I love it because it's white and acid free, and it's really made for scrapbooking or card making. So these are some of the leaves that Renelle has cut out, and they're in the pretty little pieces, and I did think about using them, but I couldn't really get them to work. I don't know, it's funny, isn't it, how sometimes you can make things work and other times you can't, and there may not even be that much difference in your design. So gluing everything down with Tombow as always, tucking this little tag in, and just looking at what I've got that I've pulled out here. So I think I've still got two of the pretty little pieces, kits, or packages left, and I just pull what I want from each of them and mix them all up. These are some smaller white leaves that are in the kit as well, and I think they've been cut with a Big Shot or Cuttlebug. And I love that we have things that are exclusive, and I love that she's made them for us. It's just adds a real personal touch to these kits. That's what I think anyway. So this is a little kind of a creamy plastic flower, really cute, and I like the way it looks clustered with the leaf. And now I want to add some dimension to this little piece, and so I've put dimensional adhesive behind it. Sorry. And now I'm wanting to build my title, and I thought Sweet Summer Pose would be good because she's totally posing for the camera. And when I got to the M's, I realised I'd used them all already in my Instagram album. And so I thought, well, you know, I've got lowercase letters, let's just mix it up and go for an imperfect mixed title. And I like the way it looks. And I think it goes with the free flow feel of this whole page. Now that that Tombow has dried on the edge, I've lifted up the edge of the paper. And this little ombre, kind of like an arrow kind of thing, I'm using that just with some interest at the top to build a little cluster up there. I've also tucked a piece of the glitter polka dot paper underneath that strip there on the right, and then I've added a leaf. I've glued it, but I've also added a staple for extra dimension and interest, or more extra interest, I should say. And so now I'm just wanting to put the year. I'm not exactly sure of the date of this photo. I'd need to go back and have a look. Bit of advice to you, if you are when you are creating layouts, do date them as you make them, because I'm putting a year's worth of layouts away at the moment, and it's a real pain because probably a quarter of the layouts I haven't put the date on, which means I need to go back through the computer and find all the photos and find all the dates and then put them on. So don't do what I do. So now I'm using this ampersand cut apart, and rather than keep it as a square, I decided to cut out the ampersand, and I haven't perfectly cut it. I haven't gone directly right into the little swirly ends. I am a bit lazy or time precious, really, don't have time, and it doesn't bother me that it looks like that anyway, so just gluing it down. And if you are gluing on texture paste, you are going to have to use a liquid adhesive or hot glue. That's what I find anyway. I find that tape runner or probably even double-sided tape wouldn't hold it as well. So I've decided to cut apart this little strip, and I just wanted one word from it: memories. And sorry about this, but you can't see what I'm doing at the top, but I'm just building that little cluster. I added a bow and the word memories, and now I'm adding some of the gold Kaisercraft mist that we got, I think it was the January kit or the December kit, 2 kits ago anyway. And that is my layout. All you missed was that I added some sequins. I just added them with Tombow, and here are some close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this layout this week, and I'll be back again with you next week. Thank you so much for watching.